Hello, anda bersama dengan saya Nurul Hana Ismail dan anda sedang menyaksikan Business Alternative. Masih ingatkan anda, beberapa bulan lepas saya pernah menemu ramah seorang OKU penglihatan yang mempunyai agensi pelancongan membantu OKU penglihatan lain untuk melancong. Dan di sini juga di Malaysia kita ada seumpamanya yang seperti itu dan saya rasa one of its kind lah kalau nak katakan. Dan saya bersama dengan Managing Director Altair Travels iaitu Mr. Anthony Leopold. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us in Business Alternative. Right, I understand that your company, you actually provide service to actually assist the disabled and also the elderly to travel. And you have this van called Van with Automatic Lift that actually helped the disabled and also the elderly. Now, can you please tell us the idea behind this innovation?
Okay, let me first come to the accessible travel.
Right.
Okay, accessible travel is actually travel for everyone, including the disabled. So what I had in mind is to actually sort of assist people with disabilities and also the elderly, special needs. Yeah.
Yes.
So what happens is, through the years, I've realized that, you see, many places actually people need assistance. Okay, they need assistance to travel. Most people, you see families, they don't take the disabled along.
Not just the disabled, but also even if we have kids, I think we need assistance as well.
Yeah.
But specifically, not many notice that that we lack this place and also assistance for the disabled and also the elderly, and we often left them behind. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is sad.
Yeah, that's very sad. You see, as long as a family can afford to travel, to the best of their ability, they should take, if there's a disabled member in the family, take them along.
Right, going there, how do you see Malaysia as, you know, because soon in 2014 we'll be having this promotion, you know, Visit Malaysia. How do you see us ready to in terms of the accommodations, in terms of the interesting sites that we can visit? Are we disabled friendly?
Okay, let me put it this way. Malaysia is not fully accessible for the...
As far as I can remember, we only have toilets that is friendly for the disabled. I'm not sure about the places though.
You see, now Malaysia is getting into the stage where they are trying to put in, you know, the local authorities are trying to put in the ramps, toilets and other things that are necessary for special need people. But I also realize the transportation is a major issue. And no doubt, you know, we have trains which are supposed to be accessible, but it's not really fully accessible.
I travel by train, and I can tell you, it's not disabled friendly. And if they have those, it will only require very small space, and I'm not sure whether those who are wheelchair bound can actually use it. Okay, so you were saying, back to you saying.
So then we have these ramps. The ramps are not universally designed. It has to be gradient. You know, the gradient has to be very slight so that wheelchairs can go up smoothly. See, people must realize, disabled people, actually, let's say they have got problem with the legs, so their lower part of the body is very weak. So you see, when you have this kind of steep ramps, it actually affects them. So there will be a fear to go up. You look at our walkways, you know, our curbs, curb edges and so on. It is not adequate, you know, or it's been blocked. So a person going on a wheelchair sometimes have to come down to the road, which is very dangerous.
Yes.
Okay, and even there are motorbikes parked here, or you know, all kinds of obstructions.
Right.
So I look at Malaysia, I think we are definitely not ready. But what I believe is also people like me who's interested in doing something, I should just go forward and get whatever I can do. So what I do is I provide the transportation. I identify accommodations that are disabled friendly rooms. I also look at places of attraction which are disabled friendly. I also provide trained personnel and training so that these people can be assisted to overcome these obstructions that I'm talking about.
All right, Mr. Anthony, we'll be taking a short break. We'll be talking more about this innovation and also the idea behind the travel assist for the disabled and also the elderly. Selepas ini di Business Alternatif, jangan ke mana-mana.
Marilah ya semua, buktikan taat setia dengan satu bahasa. Maju bangsa dan maju negara, megahkan bahasa kita, bahasa jiwa bangsa.
OKU dan juga usia tua bukan lagi penghalang untuk golongan ini melancong, kerana kita sekarang ni sudah pun memasuki era di mana kita sudah membuat satu revolusi untuk membantu mereka ini melancong di luar maupun di dalam negara. Dan saya bersama dengan Managing Director Altair Travels, Mr. Anthony Leopold. Okay, just now we talk about the innovation behind the van, behind the automatic lift van. Okay, can you please tell me what are other stuff that I'm sure there are machines, especially the ones that previously we talked about, you know, that can actually assist the disabled and also the elderly during the travel.
You see, different type of disabilities require different type of equipments. So it is not possible for me to buy everything and keep.
True.
So what I do is I work with
We have collaborations with
collaboration with suppliers, with the hotels, and that is how we get the whole thing done.
Okay. I can see in the cutways they're going to show later on, we have the hoist to actually lift the disabled, and also we have the ramp that can be folded. So I'm sure this is actually very helpful. But those who are with wheelchair, but what about those with different type of needs?
Okay, this is where when there's a request to me for travel in Malaysia, let it be inbound or domestic or outbound, I need to prepare it very well. See, I need to find out what is their disabilities, what are their limitations, what are their requirements. So it's a you know, you have to really sit and plan the whole thing.
Okay. Really properly planned.
Yes, and then only you can go. So then at that stage I'll know what is their requirements, what are the equipments they need. See, not all wheelchair users need a hoist. Some of us are a bit more, you know, mobile than others. So it all depends. That is why I cannot at the moment package it. I can only design or customize a package to individual needs.
All right. Now you've also actually mentioned that Malaysia, as much as we have certain places that are disabled friendly, but unfortunately there are old buildings, you know, monuments and sites that is that they don't have the accommodations or also the accessibility for the disabled and also the elderly to travel. How do you see that? How do you tackle that kind of problem?
Okay, you see, this is where we need to work with the local authorities, you know, and see what's the best way. Sometimes we are not able to see everything.
Right.
Okay, can I relate a small incident?
Please.
Okay, I went to India to see the Taj Mahal. When I went there, I went on a wheelchair.
Yes.
Okay, there's the steps.
Yes.
No doubt, there were so many people willing to carry me up, but I said no. I'm happy that I've come this far and I've seen. See, that is, you feel, you really feel good.
Yeah.
So sometimes we can't have everything, you know, but where we can, I think everyone should try their best to provide. That's what I feel.
You guys are here to actually create awareness, not just for the authorities, but also the people, that there is a need for this type of assistance, and as well for the buildings, for the old buildings, because you've mentioned before the recording that overseas they have place, even though it's old, but they can actually somewhat accommodate for the disabled and also the elderly to actually visit the site. How about in Malaysia? Is there any way, or are we moving towards that?
Okay, let me put it this way. It's not only about old buildings. Okay, old buildings, maybe there will be partial accessibility.
Okay.
And how do we do this? If by building ramps, you know, it's not going to really spoil the building.
Right.
You know? It is just an addition, and people will look at it and say, oh yeah, it's not only about disabled people, it is about old people, you know. Sometimes they have difficulty walking upstairs, so you must have some slight ramps, or we must provide portable ramps for people to walk up and see. I think that's the one way to to overcome this issue. But again, I'll tell you, you can't go all the places, that's for sure. Okay, that's about what we can see. So I think we should be happy with what we can get.
Yeah, right. Okay, last but not least, during my interview with Amar Latif, the ones from UK that said Travel Ice, he actually gave discounts for those, with that are normal, to actually assist the blind to travel. Do you in some way have have this interesting package for those who are normal and wish to actually assist their friends or also other people?
I've not come to that stage yet, but you see, when a person goes for traveling, normally they want to enjoy themselves. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm providing the assistance.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm getting trained assistants to go along. Like, the last person who was here and went back yesterday, she had 2 trained assistants following her all the way.
Yes. Okay.
So she really enjoyed herself, and you see, I'll just tell you what exactly she told me. When I went to see her, she told me, do you know, Anthony, you made this possible. And then she called all the hotel staff, the front office, the housekeeping, even the manager came, the doorman, and told them, you made my stay here wonderful. And I think they really did. Okay, so
That's good to hear.
So even my the person who drives my van, he was very, he's very
Very helpful.
yes,
Pilot,
very
very
helpful.
helpful.
He was very helpful. He was taking care of things and so on. And she said, she was surprised. She actually told me, I don't get this back home.
Right.
So I said, Malaysia is not only hot, we are very warm with our hospitality.
Baik saudara, itu saja masa yang kita ada. Sebelum saya akhiri, apa tidak dahulu kod ini.